And joining me now is Anthony Seaboyer, military and national security expert. Mr. Seaboyer, welcome. As we learn 3 U.S. service members have died, what are your thoughts on the U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran? Were they justified?
Well, I think there's two sides to this. Of course, everybody who is monitoring Ukraine for decades knows of the terror it spread, knows of the aggression it spread in the region, knows how many thousand dissidents have been killed in recent weeks and months by Iran. There's no question this is a terror regime. It's a dictatorship, and most observers would want that regime to no longer be existent. That said, the big question is, how is this being done? What are the plans for after? And what costs are going to be there for Western alliance or Western partners, for example, involved in the region, also for United States service members. And we heard 3 have been already killed. If regime change is the goal, troops on the ground will be necessary. There will be many U.S. Soldiers at risk. And for me, the real question here is why right now? I do not see any imminent national security threat to the United States that would justify bypassing congressional approval of this. And I also do not see any real need right now to do this while the negotiations were going on between the United States and Israel at this time, and Iran.
Now, as you mentioned, the attacks were not authorized by the U.S. Congress or the United Nations. What are the implications of all of that?
Well, the U.S. Constitution is very clear on this. Any larger acts of war, long-term, that are not based on an imminent threat to the United States have to be approved by Congress. This has not been sought. There's been no justification given really for why a threat is imminent or any long-term national security objective to achieve, like an end goal that could be achieved that would show how long this needs to be implemented. So none of this is there. So this, in my view, is certainly, as many Democratic politicians in the United States have stated, it's unconstitutional. Some Republicans have stated this as well. There are huge questions around the attack. Regarding the United Nations, this is, of course, unilateral action by 2 countries attacking a sovereign third country. This undermines international law, this undermines rule of law in general, and undermines the United Nations. So there's many negative consequences, not to speak of a precedent being set for other countries to follow in the future.
That's an interesting point. These strikes, as you mentioned, are really dividing Congress, with key members now demanding a vote as soon as possible on a resolution that would restrain Trump. How do you see this all playing out?
Well, right now we know the Democrats are mostly all against this. Not all of them, but the vast majority are. Some Republicans are also wanting certainly to have the vote and are opposed to these form of attacks. They're saying this is not America first. Why should American soldiers die for this? And so I think it's going to be an intense debate. It's unclear where it would go. We saw in Venezuela that the vote almost went against giving the president the powers and restricting his powers in the region. We very well may see this even more being the case in Iran, because it's clear if regime change is the goal, if this is a longer-term intervention where boots are going to be on the ground at some point, the costs to American soldiers, financially but also to their lives, are going to be much larger than they were in Venezuela.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time today. Great chatting with you.
Thank you.
That is Anthony Seaboyer, military and national security expert.